People, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. And we got a lot to talk about today, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Jesus Christ, the Cobham conveyor belt continues to move. The factory production line, it's too much for us to handle right now. We got too much talent in the room. It's like X Factor. Do you know what I mean? You know when you got to kick off one of the talented ones because you need the numbers to stay up? You got to keep on like Wagner or something. Do you remember them ones? That was good times, man. Untalented, loud, but you got to keep them in the building. I'm not talking about any of our players, like I said, but we are losing some talent at an alarming rate. What you saying?
How did you get that reference from memory? That's like he was on that show like 12 years ago.
I don't know.
Jesus.
It's random, innit? Yeah. But we got a lot of news. And finally, transfer news. You know, you guys were all complaining, saying, what's going on? We're not getting much news lately. Chelsea work in silence. But unfortunately, silence for the wrong reasons because we had a departure today, a loss in the family. And it's not great. It's not the news we wanted to hear, but it is what it is. It's come out. Marc Guehi has...
The family. That's what we're calling the Chelsea loan system.
Yeah.
The family. Okay.
They're part of the family, man. You know what I mean? Bleed blue and all that. Do you know what I mean?
The farm. The farm.
It's not a farm.
Yes, it is.
It's not a farm.
Because you produce players en masse.
It's a creche.
You sell them to the highest bidder.
Doesn't always work out that way. But unfortunately, when we say that we need to raise money and raise funds for a potential Erling Haaland or a Declan Rice or whoever top targets are for Chelsea Football Club this summer, it means sales. And, you know, sometimes we seem to think in our head the sales mean A, B, C in terms of players that we don't want, players that we don't like, players that we don't rate. You know, maybe your Zappa-Costas, your Bubba Rahmans, your, you know, even Ross Barkley's, Batshuayi's. But it doesn't work like that in the real world. It's not FIFA. You can't just press a button and say sell, quick sell. It's not Ultimate Team, people. This is real life. This is real life. And in real life, nobody wants those guys. Nobody really is interested in our fringe players. That's just the fact of the matter. You know who they are interested in? The academy products. The academy boys, because they're talented, because they're prospects, because they got a future. Better than Man City's academy, point blank range. That's right.
Phil Foden.
You can't keep bringing up Phil Foden and expecting that to carry your whole academy system.
Phil Foden.
Marc Guehi has signed for Crystal Palace, or at least he's about to sign, right? Due the news from Ornstein, from The Athletic, really credible reporter. Usually does cover Arsenal, but decided to confirm today our heartbreak, which is that Marc Guehi looks like signing for Crystal Palace for 15 to 20 million for Patrick Vieira. Good deal for Palace. Very promising youngster. Had a great season at Swansea. We've spoken about him many times on this channel. Very high hot prospect. I really wanted to see him in the first team this season. Maybe back up to Rudiger at that left side centre-back spot in the back three. We've got 3 defenders now. You think more room for youngsters, more room for development. But no, Chelsea keep us on our toes. And like I said, people, we have to raise the funds, so that's potentially the move. Liam Tooney, who we've had him on this channel a couple of weeks ago from The Athletic as well, he reported a while back, maybe a year ago, that Marc Guehi wasn't really interested in signing a new contract. You know, only got a couple of years to go, and Chelsea don't want to make the same mistake they've made with Livramento, who's running out of contract next year. Tariq Lamptey, running out of contract, 6 months to go. We sold him to Brighton. So Chelsea said, listen, if you're not going to sign the new contract, and then also Marc Guehi didn't want to go out on loan again. He wanted minutes in the Premier League to get into a Champions League winning defence, which had a great defensive record, by the way. Rudiger, Christensen, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Reece James has played in that spot as well. Kurt Zuma's still on the books. To get into that position as a young defender from the Championship, great season you've had, but extremely difficult. And I don't even think he really wanted a backup role because it seems like he wants minutes in the Premier League immediately. So, Chelsea, it's a tough decision. I'm sure they do it with regret, but they decided to press the red button and they sold him to Crystal Palace. And I'm looking forward to see how he does this season. There's some clauses in there as well, people. There's a sell-on clause, which is good. We didn't get that on the other youngsters we've sold. Sell-on clause, so if he does get sold by Palace to another club, we'll get a percentage out of that, similar to what Man City have done in the past with other players. It's not the worst situation in the world. Have you done that with Iheanacho? I think you might have.
You might have done that with Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho to Man United. We're getting paid! Show me the money! That's basically what you man are doing with that deal. But yeah, and also we have a matching clause, which is, you know, if someone bids and Crystal Palace accept, we get to match that bid and it's automatically accepted. It's not a buyback, okay? Let me make that very clear to the people that were getting confused when we did the stream earlier with Adam Newson from Football London. It is not a buyback. Chelsea do not have a buyback clause for Marc Guehi. They have a matching clause, which means you can match the bid And if it's accepted by another club, you can match that same price and you get him immediately. So we'll see how it pans out. If he reaches the level that we want him to reach, then he will have to move from Palace at some point, respectively. And hopefully we can get him back for, I don't know, 50 million more expensive. Pogba, Man United, you have experience in all this. You dibble and dabble in buying your academy products for more money. We'll see you there in a few years with Marc Guehi. Also, there's been other news. I don't really want to know about this Haaland thing anymore, but unfortunately it was brought to my attention by Sky Germany this morning, who decided to put out another report on Haaland. Fabrizio Romano has since come out and condemned it, denied it, flat out said wrong, false. So there's a little beef there, probably.
No, Fabrizio said it must be true.
Falk and Fabrizio maybe don't see eye to eye on this, but apparently Chelsea put in an offer for Erling Haaland earlier this morning that came out, and it involved a swap deal with either Tammy Abraham or Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, Jan, I can't say his last name, Norwegian journalist, I struggle. We digress. He said on a stream with Fabrizio yesterday that Hudson-Odoi is not in the plans of Tuchel, but Fabrizio himself, who was on that stream, said, not so long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, that Hudson-Odoi is in the plans. I believe he is in the plans as well. So a little bit conflicting from those two, but apparently he was offered up in a swap deal for Erling Haaland. Now, first of all, that's not going to happen, so don't waste your time. There's not going to be a swap deal for Erling Haaland, okay? He's Erling Haaland. When was there a swap deal for Neymar, for Mbappe, for Ronaldo? You see swap deals happening for big money players like that? No. It doesn't happen in modern football, people. We ain't going to be able to entice Dortmund with Tammy Abraham. It's not going to happen, okay? You buy the player for the value he is worth. And if that player, Tammy Abraham, etc., maybe Batshuayi if you're interested, Dortmund from 2017, that's a separate deal. So don't expect that to get done. But even still, I think Tammy Abraham will probably stay in England, probably stay in London for that matter. Links with West Ham, links with Arsenal. And that's where I'm segueing to for my final link. Oh, it's a great day, isn't it, when we get to chat shit like this. Tammy Abraham linked to Arsenal and West Ham. Now, personally, I'm not sure which one he's going to go to because Chelsea won around £40 million for the striker. Arsenal, you certainly have that money to cough up. Listen, if you can spend 80 on Pepe, then we can definitely talk about 40 for Tammy, yeah? You drove these prices, not us, yeah? So, Tammy Abraham to Arsenal. We know he supported Arsenal as a kid. His Twitter history says that with the advanced search. He's tried to delete the tweets, but you man have got to him a lot faster than he could get to his own account. But hey, we digress, Tammy.
Did your fans try and cancel your own player? Your Chelsea fans sort it out. Jesus.
Oh, God. So he was an Arsenal fan as a youngster, linked with Arsenal, maybe to replace Alexander Lacazette, who's running out of contract as well. So it will cost about 40 million. I personally am more than happy to sell him to Arsenal for 40 million. Now, Tuchel doesn't seem to rate him, didn't seem to play him towards the end of the season. We keep it moving. We get the money, we collect it, we put it into the piggy bank, we save it for another day. We save it for a rainy day, we save it for Erling Haaland or whoever the other targets are.
Stop it, man. Just stop that Haaland and give up, bro.
I'm not going to give up. I have nothing else left.
You're not going to get him.
I don't have another option.
You offered 100 mil and they still said no.
We didn't bid, bro. It wasn't official. Fabrizio said so.
Oh, my God.
So, as I was saying, Arsenal, if you want to take him, pay the money, yeah? If you want to pay the money, 40 million is the price. If you don't, then I'm sure West Ham will get involved. They have strong interest. David Moyes is very interested. We know the Declan Rice rumours are there. Maybe, just maybe, again, I don't think it'll be a swap, but separate offers will be put in. What are you smirking at?
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
Is it because Tammy Abraham's not from the Czech Republic? No. Yes, David Moyes does want someone that's not from the Czech Republic, yes.
I thought you were going to say Rice for
No. Again, I think there'll be separate deals. But we'll see how that goes as well. Tammy Abraham, early doors, but I do expect him to be sold. I've said it many a time on this channel. I think it would be very awkward if Tammy Abraham was still in this squad next season with Tuchel in charge. And someone's got to go, and I don't think we want it to be Tuchel. Again, he hasn't been used, he hasn't been played, he's not rated highly. We keep it moving respectfully, and we collect our P's, and we bounce. So yeah, those are your headlines of the day, your 3 main transfer rumours, and it's starting to hot up now. As soon as the Euros is over, yes, we've had our statements from players, and we've had a bit of post-match stuff there, but now we're starting to get into the thick of things in the transfer window. People are starting to, get in there, up in arms about players leaving, players coming in. We're here now, and here to stay. That's about it from me. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have some more breaking news from the credible journalists out there.
I can see it now. Erling Haaland rejects Chelsea to join Arsenal. Ah, beautiful.
And I will cover it. because I have no credibility. Peace.